In the quiet you stay, like the hush between heartbeats that whispers more than sound ever could. You exist in the corners of calm, where the world slows down just enough for love to breathe. I find you in the pause of day's end, when the sky leans gently into dusk and everything feels softer, even my thoughts of you. You don't need grand entrances. Your presence settles into me like a familiar warmth, subtle yet undeniable. Even in silence, your voice echoes through me, gentle reminders in memory's tone. I reach for you without moving, and somehow you're already there, filling the stillness with a love that feels like belonging. Every breath I take in the quiet knows your name. And when the chaos returns, as it always does, you remain unmoved and unwavering, a still point in my spinning world. There is no need for declarations when every unspoken word between us builds cathedrals inside our hearts. In the quiet you stay, not because you have to, but because love, true love, doesn't need a reason to remain. When the morning stretches across the sky like a lover's arm reaching out, I feel your energy before my eyes even open. The light, soft and golden, moves like your fingers through my hair, and for a moment it feels like you're here, tangled in the sheets beside me. There's a serenity to these early hours, a peace that only you could leave behind like a trace of perfume in the air. Even in your absence, the memory of your breath on my neck lingers like the dawn. It's strange how love can occupy empty spaces, how your laughter can still echo in my kitchen while I make coffee for one. I sip slowly, savoring the taste, pretending you're still telling stories I already know just to hear them in your voice. I miss your silence most, the way you'd sit across from me and speak without words. Somehow that quiet communion says more than all the love songs I've heard. In the hush of morning, I find you again, still here, still mine. The rain came today, soft at first, then bolder, like it had something to say. I stood by the window, watching it fall, and felt the same way I feel when I think of you. Stilled, spellbound, suspended in something deep. You always loved the rain, said it reminded you that even the sky could weep and still be beautiful. That sentiment has stayed with me, the way everything about you does. In the hush of rainfall, I felt the weight of your absence and the presence of your love all at once. You taught me how to listen to the world, to hear more than noise, to hear rhythm, meaning, messages hidden in sound and silence. Now, when the world grows quiet, it's your heartbeat I hear, steady in my chest. You're part of me now, not in the way people talk about romance, but in the way water becomes part of stone over time, inevitable and permanent. In the rain, I remember the comfort of your voice. In the quiet after, I feel the truth of your love. Evening arrives gently, like you used to, never demanding, but always changing everything. The sky dims slowly, brushing violet and gold over the world like your fingers brushing over my skin. There's something about dusk that reminds me of us, the slow surrender, the beauty in transition, the promise of nightfall. You always saw the poetry in endings, the grace in letting go of daylight. It made me fall for you harder. That ability to find beauty even in loss. Now as the stars appear one by one like whispered confessions, I close my eyes and see your face in constellations. The dark no longer scares me, it feels like your embrace. In this quiet space between sun and moon, I hold all of you. Every laugh, every sigh, every shared silence. There's a calm in this time of day that reflects what you gave me. Peace and uncertainty, light and shadows, presence and solitude. Even when the day ends, you remain, woven into the fabric of my evening thoughts, eternal and endlessly gentle. There are days I walk without direction, letting the world unfold around me, hoping the wind carries some trace of you. A scent, a song, a memory wrapped in a passing stranger's smile. I've learned to find you in the smallest things, the way sunlight catches on water, the way leaves shiver when touched by breeze, the way laughter dances between friends. You've become the language of my world. Every beautiful moment feels like a letter you wrote to me with no pen, no ink, just the pure intent of love. I carry those letters in the quiet spaces of my mind, reading them when loneliness curls its fingers around my heart. I miss your presence, yes, but more than that, I miss how you made the world brighter, like everything had color only when you looked at it. Now I try to see through your eyes, to find joy where I might have once looked away. In the quiet where your hand no longer holds mine, I still feel you guiding me toward light. At night, the world folds inward, and I do too. I curl into memories like blankets, pulling them close to chase away the cold. In the dark, everything sharpens, the ache, the longing, the love, especially the love. It glows like embers under my ribs, a warmth that never fades, not even when sleep refuses to come. I trace your name in the silence, forming it on my lips like a prayer, reverent and real. You used to hum softly in the dark, just enough to soothe my storms. Now I hum for myself, using the same melody because some echoes never die. I talk to you in whispers, not because I think you'll answer, but because the quiet demands reverence for something as sacred as missing you. It's strange how love, even unspoken, can still be the loudest thing in a room. You stay with me in the hush between dreams and waking, in the shadows of starlight that grace my ceiling. In the quiet, even the darkness cannot steal you from me. Today I saw someone smile the way you used to, wide and sudden like sunshine cracking through clouds, and it stopped me in my tracks. For a second, time folded, and and I felt you here again, laughing at nothing, making everything feel like something. I stood there watching a stranger become a ghost, and in that moment I realized how much of you still lives in the world. You're in the music playing from passing cars, in the warmth of pavement after rain, in the soft patter of a child's footsteps chasing wonder. I used to think love had to be physical, tangible, spoken out loud to be real, but now I know better. Love is the echo that never leaves, the scent that lingers on a worn-out shirt, the feeling that floods your chest when you see something beautiful and think they would have loved this. In the quiet, I hear you laughing in every smile around me, a resonance so deep it shakes the silence and turns emptiness into a sacred place. Sometimes I write you letters I'll never send, tucking them into the pages of books you once loved, letting the words live where your fingers once turned. I tell you about my days, the changes, the little moments I wish you'd seen. I ask questions too, what you'd think of this, how you'd feel about that. But the answers come in the quiet. I hear your voice in the stillness between lines, gently guiding me, never scolding, always soft. You were always better with silence than I was. You knew when to speak and when to let space say everything. That's what I try to do now. Listen more, speak less. Let love stretch between words like bridges made of breath. You taught me that. You taught me so many things without ever trying, just by being. So I write, not to summon you back, but to keep you near. These unsent letters are the keepsakes of a heart that refuses to forget. In the quiet of every unopened envelope, you stay. Time moves forward, but my love for you stands still. It doesn't age or fade. It remains like a lighthouse in the fog, steadfast and certain. Others speak of closure, but I've found comfort in the open spaces you left behind. They're not empty. They're filled with the grace of what we shared. You taught me to carry love like a candle, even in the wind, to trust that real connection survives silence, distance, even death. I carry you not as weight, but as rhythm, a heartbeat synced with mine, a pulse of memory and emotion that guides me through unfamiliar days. I no longer try to move on. Instead, I move with you, letting your love steer me through storm and stillness alike. There's peace in that, in knowing some loves never leave. They simply change form, becoming sky, song, scent, and soul. In every step I take, there's a part of you beside me, quiet and kind. And in the quiet, you stay, not as shadow, but as light.